Good morning, my friends. My name is Masood, and today I would like to talk to you about my family tree and my origin. I found this book, actually, this book was given to me by my father, and my father had received this book from his cousin. This book was published in 1970, and inside it I found this family tree. Yes. And now I want to explain a little bit about my family tree. Yes, it starts from here. My grandfather was, his name was Reza, and then here his father and my grandfather and my father and me and my daughter. And this is actually the person who made this family tree. He's here, and this is his father, and these are his children. And he was a psychologist, and he built a hospital in Tehran about 50-60 years ago. And he has been treating people with depression and other types of mental disorders. It's interesting to know that he was educated in France. He married a French lady, and together they came back to Iran, and anyway, he had 3 children. Also, his son he also studied in France, and he majored in psychology, and he also married a French lady, and he came back to Iran to run his father's hospital. But some tragic events happened. His father, my father's cousin, the doctor in psychology, the person who established this hospital, he was killed in a road accident coming back from the Caspian Sea, and with his wife and cook. And anyway, his son also, who was running the hospital later on, he was also killed in an accident, car accident. This time he was going with his wife to skiing here close to Tehran, where this rock rolled down the mountain and just hit him and killed him dead on the spot. Anyway, let's go back to our chart here. As I said, my great-grandfather, his name was Reza. He was born in 1802. At that time, the president of U.S. was Thomas Jefferson, and the king of Iran was Fatalishah Quajar. World population was 1 billion, Iran population was 10 million, and it was at the time of beginning of Industrial Revolution, and Napoleon was invading Europe. So you know the events that was taking place, at the time of my great-great-grandfather. Now we go to my great-grandfather. He was born in 1842. At that time, the United States president was John Tyler. The king of Iran was Nasir Shah and Muhammad Shah Qajar. Two kings, because one of them passed away and the other one, Nasir Shah, took over. At that time, U.S. Civil War was going on between 1861 to 1865. My grandfather, he was born in 1880. At that time, the United States president was Rutherford Hayes, and the king of Iran was Muhammad Shah Qajar. My grandfather's occupation was goldsmith. My great-grandfather's occupation was sculpture. Now, we move to my father. My father was born in 1920. At that time, the president of the United States was Woodrow Wilson, and the king of Iran was Ahmad Shah Qajar. The population of the world was 1.8 billion people. The population of Iran was 10 million people. My father was born before the Spanish influenza, which was between 1918 to 1920, and after the First World War, which took place between 1914 and 1918. Okay, and after he was born, there was the Great Depression of 1930 and the Second World War between 1940 and 1945. And here is me, Masood. I was born in 1958. At that time, the United States president was Dwight Eisenhower. I was born during the Pahlavi dynasty, Muhammad Reza Shah Pahlavi. The population of the world was 3 billion. The population of Iran was 19 million. So this is when I was born. My daughter was born 1991. At that time, the U.S. president was George Bush Sr. My daughter was born after the Iranian Revolution. At that time, the population of the world was 5.3 billion, and the Iran population was 57 million. Today, as I am talking to you, 2020, the population of the world is 8 billion, the Iranian population is 84 million, and we have now this COVID-19 going on. The point that I'm trying to make here is that between 1800 till now, the world population has grown by 8 times. 1 billion then, 8 billion now. Also, the population of Iran, funnily, it has also increased from 10 million to 84 million, almost 8 times. Now, as you can imagine, all this happened, it began during the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, which is a continuous process, and it's still going on, this revolution, Industrial Revolution, and which has made the population of the world grow exponentially, because before that, before the Industrial Revolution, the population of the world was growing steadily, and it was almost for centuries below 1 billion, just increasing very slowly and very steadily. Okay, Since this industrial revolution, mankind has destroyed nature, polluted the seas, polluted the nature. We have caused so much damage to our ecosystem, to our environment. Many animals have become extinct. I can name many. And the rest you can Google and find out for yourself. Thank you for listening to me.